guys, it is Danny and welcome to this update this morning. I hope you're doing good. So let's go ahead and talk about what is happening. But first things first, as I've introduced, if you saw my update video yesterday, we're going to be doing a daily must-have products of today. So for today, maybe a little bit anticlimactic, but the one that I want to talk to you about is having cash. So it is important to have some cash stored away, tucked away for, it doesn't even have to be a hurricane. It can be any natural disaster. But of course, I'm doing this more for the hurricane season. So it is very important to have tangible cash, like, enough funds tucked away, because in the aftermath of tropical cyclones, those ATMs are not going to be working. So we live in a digitized age where a lot of us, we swipe our cards wherever we go. I'm guilty of that. So I use my card a lot, but I also ensure that I have cash because anything can happen. The card machine could be down, and in the case of a tropical cyclone, especially a strong hurricane, then those ATMs may not work for a while and we'll still need to get supplies. So even though there would be preparations before the hurricane or tropical cyclone on a whole would actually affect the area, it is important that there is additional preparation in regards to having cash, just for any future need or so. And then, anything can happen. So it is good to have tangible cash. So that is what I wanted to talk about today. Something quite simple, but I feel like it is overlooked a lot. But again, we do live in sort of a digitized age. So it is important to always have that in the back of our minds, that we should have some cash just in case of anything, especially in regards to preparations for an incoming tropical cyclone. Okay, so looking at the tropics now, the weather around Central America has been influenced by a tropical wave that is moving through. There's another one which is headed to the Western Caribbean that's also helping to influence some showers and thunderstorms. But in addition to those tropical waves, we've got that dense, massive Saharan dust coming in. So that's been blanketing the islands. Let me know if it is hazy for you in the Lesser Antilles or even the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico as well. So as we're going to be heading throughout the day, let's look at the dust forecast. We can see these darker brown shadings indicating the denser dust. So as we're going to be heading through today, Jamaica will be experiencing that denser dust coverage, so it's going to look quite hazy. There may even be those negative health effects, the skin, the eye, the throat irritation, breathing issues, sinuses or allergies being triggered as well. So once you can stay indoors as best as you can, that's something really great to do. And the advantage of it, which I've been reiterating in many videos, is the fact that it helps to suppress tropical development for some time. So that is the reason we're going to have this little quiet period for the next week and a half or so. And this is a time when we should be making the preps for what is ahead. But as soon as activity resumes in the tropics, it's going to get pretty active, and we're going to be at risk here in the Caribbean. It is highly likely. But that dust will continue making its way to the west, headed to Central America by tomorrow on Thursday. And then that another plume, which is not going to be as dense, will be moving into the northeastern Caribbean. And we still see those other dust plumes out there. Again, not something uncommon for the month of July. This is the month when we're going to be seeing the majority of those dust plumes. Now, let's head on to the rainfall forecast for today. As I said, there's a tropical wave enhancing the weather for Central America, so there could be additional periods of showers and thunderstorms throughout all the territories, Panama all the way up to Mexico. And even the offshore islands may experience some downpours as well. We've got San Andreas, Providencia. You guys may experience some downpours or even thunderstorms today. Cayman Islands, a couple passing showers lingering around. Same thing for Cuba as well as Jamaica. For Hispaniola, there's been some thunderstorms and some heavy downpours. That's going to be possible again today. Same thing for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands and parts of the Lesser Antilles, and Anguilla all the way down to Trinidad and Tobago, including Barbados. ABC Islands, we're not seeing any color really around for the islands, so it's likely to be pretty dry, another dry and hot day. However, it will be a bit windy. We'll move on to that momentarily. Turks and Caicos as well as the Bahamas, few showers may be in the area as well. Northern South America may be a little bit active, especially near the coast of Colombia, both the Pacific and Caribbean coast, more so the northwestern Caribbean coast. So this area here may be a bit active with that tropical wave in the area. Then for parts of Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, there could be some downpours throughout today. as I said, it's going to be a bit windy in the Central Caribbean. So here we're looking at the wind map, and where we're seeing those more vibrant purple shadings go into the blues indicate the areas of stronger winds. So winds up to 25, even 30 knots within the Central Caribbean. So the bulk of that is going to be offshore. But for the the ABC Islands, there's likely to be those winds probably over 20 knots with higher gusts, probably going up to 25 knots or so. And then other areas which may be a bit windy include the Lesser Antilles, maybe parts of the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, parts of Cuba, Hispaniola at times, but generally through the Caribbean, there's not going to be a significant wind event unless there's a thunderstorm, especially in the afternoon when those thunderstorms are very active. And it is a case where your area may get a thunderstorm that may accompany some strong winds for a brief period, along with the heavy rain. So aside from that, there's not going to be a significant wind event in the Caribbean. But because the Central Caribbean is going to be a bit windy, wave heights are also going to be pretty high there, probably going up to 8 feet or so. So that's over 2 meters with those wave heights in the Central Caribbean. But offshore, all of the different countries, wave heights can be anywhere from below a foot, maybe going up to 3-4 feet or so across the Caribbean. So Lesser Antilles, Greater Antilles, Bahamas, Turks and Caicos toward the coast of Central America. That's going to be the story. So that is what is going on right now in the realm of weather for the tropics, guys. And as I mentioned before, it is really going to be like, the plethora of dust moving in today to parts of the Caribbean, such as Jamaica. Other areas are already being blanketed by it. But I'm going to keep you posted as necessary. And that is it for this update video. So I hope that you found it to be informative. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll get to you when I have the chance to do that. And remember to always be weatherwise.